First thing to do is make the caramel for our flan. All I have in here is a cup of sugar. I am going to start melting this on high heat. As soon as it's melted, I'm going to lower the heat, and I'll show you we're going to go swirling it around the pan. I'm not adding any water or anything else to this. It's pure sugar. I want you to be shaking your pan. Also, it's important that you use a heavy pan for this. If your pan is too thin, this might burn, okay? You can see this is starting to melt. Whatever you do, do not put a spoon in here. Don't stir it. We're just gonna shake it and then twirl it. I am now going to lower my heat to medium. As it melts, we swirl it. So I swirl it and then I put it on the stove maybe for 30 seconds and I repeat. You decide how dark you want it. The lighter it is, the less bitter it's going to be. You really do want the whole thing to melt. All right, perfect. This is finished. We're going to pour it into our mold. I'm going to use a bread loaf mold for this, but you can use individual ramekins. So just divide it in the ramekins, okay? Now we're going to pour this and we're not going to touch it. In other words, no spatula. Whatever is left over in the pot, wash out. This caramel is going to harden, and that is okay. We're going to steam this in the oven once the flan is in, and it'll soften and it'll be beautiful. I have 2 cups of whole milk in this little pot with 2 sticks of cinnamon. I am just going to bring this to a boil. The minute it starts bubbling and boiling, I'm going to turn off the heat, cover it, and let it steep until the milk cools down. So in this blender, I have a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. That's 397 grams with a packet of 8 ounces or 227 grams of softened cream cheese, meaning it's room temperature. I didn't put, I left it out of the fridge for a couple hours so it's nice and soft. I'm going to add 4 eggs to this, about an 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to blend this until it's nice and creamy. I'm now going to pass the milk through a sieve and add it. And I'm just going to mix that. I'm now going to pour that over the caramel. We're going to place our mold inside an oven-proof deep pan. Now I'm going to pour some boiling water. Be very careful not to get it into your flan, okay? We want it to reach about halfway of the mold where the flan is. I'm very carefully going to place this into an oven that has been preheating at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 176 centigrade. And we're going to let this steam in the oven for about an hour. I'm going to check it in 50 minutes and see how it's doing. This is ready, guys. I put a knife in it and it came out clean, but it still has a little jiggle to it. I'm going to let it cool down completely. I'm going to cover it with plastic and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator until tomorrow. So this was in the fridge overnight. Now we're going to unmold it. I'm just going to run a knife around the edges here. I'm going to put the platter where I'm going to serve it over and just flip it. All right, let's serve it. You will have a little bit of caramel left over in your pan. Don't worry about it. Just wash it out. Look at that creamy, creamy custard. Of course, we have all that caramel on top. There's a little crust in the bottom, which I personally love. If you don't like that particular little crust, you can just cover your whole pan with, tent it with foil, and it won't crust like that. I love it. Oh. Yum. This is just perfect. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, I hope you give me a like, and if you haven't subbed, you sub, and if you could share and comment, that would be just spectacular. I will have this recipe on the website waiting for you guys to come and print it whenever you want. In the meantime, eat well without going broke. I'm gonna see you soon.